I guess those early years are where that's where you really train and you learn so much. And I was blessed because at the time of starting on children's TV, there were so many wonderful presenters who had become directors who trained me. And you suddenly learnt that it's one thing to be naturally quite entertaining, hopefully, and be able to have a bit of a laugh and stuff. But there's actual skill base of being a presenter as well. I was lucky back then I was able to learn that from experienced people. There are things that I do on TV now that directly I learnt in that first probably 3 or 4 weeks, a couple of months, that are just basic presenting skills that you either learn over a long period of time or you role model other people who have done it. So I guess for me that was the luckiest times, was that children's television was based in Christchurch. There were like probably over 300 people making this great television in Christchurch until it got shut down. But that's TV, isn't it? It's you fly 1 minute, you die the next, and hopefully you'll fly again. I look back at the tapes and think, God, what was I on? The answer is nothing. It's okay. I was just this ball of energy. But they were big years of your life. It's like from 18 through to like 25. They are big years, and there's a lot going on. There's relationships. There's all sorts of things. You were turning from a boy to a man, and you're doing this all sort of like on telly. And thankfully, I just loved being sort of like the mate and the older brother of people on TV. And with Son of a Gun, the idea for me was that you didn't make kids TV. You made family entertainment television in a children's time slot. So if you were a mum or a dad or a student home from varsity, you'd actually go, this bugger's actually not too bad. I think he's a bit nuts, but he's actually quite good. And then kids would watch. And the humour would be something that's over the head of the kids and some's just right there in their lap. So, yeah, that's what the whole time of my life was, and a huge, huge part of my life. Our relationship, the Jason and Thingee relationship, was best mates. He took the mickey out of each other. Best mates, though, always best mates first and foremost. Didn't mind saying to each other, mate, love you, mate, you're good. So we were, as bizarre as me and a Thingee could be, I thought really good role models. Kept a sense of humour, talked about values, talked about respect. It was very dual-edged too, wasn't it? Or double-sided. You sort of knew, as an adult, you probably think, God, that's a bit, the kids didn't notice. And it was that thing of, we would very much aim it at young and old. And I think in that way, we kept ourselves entertained and those watching entertained as well. We always had a hell of a great time. Went for a beer after the show, didn't perhaps so much take Thingee, took Thingee's friend. But that was the thing. So there was a lot of camaraderie, and we had similar goals and similar desires and stuff. He couldn't sing, that was a bit of a bugger. Children's television it's as good as it gets. It's the ultimate in entertainment television. You have to be someone's best friend, you have to be a comedian, you have to be an adult at times, you have to be best mates, everything. You are sort of everything. And it's all done in children's television where you can't swear, you can't put people down, all the things we shouldn't be doing anyway. So there's some tight constraints going on there. And by the way, be entertaining as well. So it's just such a great place. I mean, yeah, it's that great place where there's never too much humour at other people's expense. It's always usually your own, which I think is the healthiest. So, yeah, it's a great place, children's TV. And look, and I would say, no matter where my career goes, I'll always look back at children's TV and sort of go, them were the golden days. I guess I'm lucky. A lot of funny and stupid things happen to me, always have in my life, stories that I can draw on, that I go, oh my God. So if I'm not telling a television audience or a radio audience, I'm saying to my kids, you will not believe what happened today. Oh my gosh. I mean, what's with that? That's not fair, or how did that happen, or why me? So I guess you're either that sort of person where crap happens to you and then you can hopefully keep your sense of humour and go about it, or you're not. I'm lucky, I am blessed that there are lots of things happening around me that I see and sort of go, I don't understand that, what's with that? Or stuff happens to me that I think isn't fair, or what's with that? And if you can learn to sort of emulate or pass on those stories in an entertaining way, I learnt piano from an early age, and boy, oh boy, there were some angry years there, because it would be a lot of classical stuff with Mrs. Walsh. My brother Andrew was quite good at it, to be honest, but I just didn't have the temperament or the patience. So I'd rant and rave a bit, and then would put the tape deck on top of the piano, and I would play along and sing and then listen to myself back and go, God, you sound terrible. But I guess I did get quite a good ear. Can never read anything, sight reading got terrible, but can still sit down at a piano now and work out a tune by ear. So that does help if you then go and try and sing a song. I think I can sound like I've got a good voice sometimes, but a lot of times it's not as good as I think it sounds. When I hear a show like Celebrity Treasure Island, A, it's got the word celebrity in it, and plus it's like, oh my God, is this going to be an island of people arguing over coconuts? Pretty much. So I sort of went there, I guess, because, you know, as a performer, it's a gig and you take it on and you make the most of it. And I liked who I was on the show in terms of I was me. It was like, oh my God, you know, everyone was getting so very serious about who's got the can opener, give me my rice back. And I'm like, oh, mother of God, are we really doing this? And it's that thing, and everyone else got so serious that they made me look even funnier than I really was. And I guess I tried to just be good old Jace on the island. So it's not like I went on there and then was someone I wasn't. I got to be old me, which is like, oh, not bad, only, you know, a couple of weeks in Fiji, could be worse. Like to say I'm missing the kids, but quite frankly, it's 35 degrees and that water's very warm. You know, I guess from a television point of view, it showed people that you hadn't died, you were still around, and you've got to keep reinventing yourself in some way. And it did me no harm, and I guess that's the key thing with any job you do. You've got to be careful. Is it going to harm me? Am I going to be allowed to be me? That's fine. It's when you go on a show that you think, oh, no, actually, Jason, we want you to do this. Oh, I wouldn't do that. So that what could have been a disaster, I think was managed quite well, and I actually came out looking pretty all right considering, because yes, let's be honest, not everyone who's been on Celebrity Treasure Island can probably hold their head up and go, yeah, I was good on that. No. I love it because there's so much going on, and you've got all that going on, and you know the producer in your ear saying, you know, giving you advice and talking to you, and it is that it's a real buzz, it's a real high to sort of go, okay, how can we get through this? It's 19 minutes. How do we get through this and sort of all be friends at the other end? And I guess what I do love, as much as a lot of the show is scripted in terms of its format, it's that ability that at any time this could just go pear-shaped. He could drop someone. Oh, hello, he just did. As far as I'm concerned, I try and be a friend of people at home, so what can go wrong? Nothing can go wrong. My job is to facilitate, to make sure that we get from here to here to here, and hopefully, if something goes wrong, you'd have a great laugh with everyone at home and go, good Lord, that wasn't supposed to happen. See you after the break, and you'd be fine. We've had a couple of nights where the cards didn't turn up to say who was leaving. You go, right, okay, we're back in 30 seconds. You go, right, anytime now, I will need a card that says, and leaving us tonight is. You think, okay. 10 seconds, okay, right now. Is anyone going to tell me? Right, okay. Okay, 5, 4, 3, you go, okay. You're shitting yourself, but then as well as that, you're thinking, I love this. This is so cool. My mission is to make sure that no one knows how close to the wire we are going with this, that right now, I have no bloody idea at all. No idea. The problem with a country of 4 million people is all of a sudden, is that Jason Gunn doing Dance with the Stars? Is that Jason Gunn doing Wheel of Fortune? Is that bloody Jason Gunn doing The Riches? Christ almighty, we've got nobody else. Eh? Simon Barnett, Dominic Bowden, it's always one of those three, isn't it? I don't think I'm put on this earth to do game shows, to be honest. I love the Wheel of Fortune Riches because, again, I love meeting everyday New Zealanders and enabling them to do anything. Make money, make a list, whatever. I'm learning so much from making this sort of television that when I do make that ultimate entertainment show I want to make, I'll be able to look back at a lot of television and go, you know, I've taken something from everything, from everyone, from every show, and it all comes together here. I've been in this 20-odd years now, and I still get the nerves, still get pissed off when I make a mistake. I still make mistakes, and I'm still a perfectionist. It's like you're always growing, but you're still the same as well, you know, and that's the thing. So, but maybe that's not a bad thing either, because I'm all one for keeping the feet on the ground, that's for sure.